phone call came at midnight, shattering the quiet of our Brooklyn apartment like a gunshot. "Alex, it's Mom." The voice cracked through the speaker, heavy with tears that I knew weren't real. Not entirely, at least. But it was the lie that followed, the one about my sister Emily's terminal cancer, that hooked me in, pulling me back into the family web I'd fought so hard to escape as a gay man in a household that never quite accepted me. I hung up, my heart pounding, and turned to see Jordan stirring in bed, his dark eyes opening with concern. "What's wrong?" he whispered, reaching for my hand. We'd been together for 3 years, building a life in New York far from the conservative suburbs of Chicago where I'd grown up. But family ties don't snap easily, especially when laced with guilt and obligation. By morning, I'd booked a flight home, Jordan insisting on coming along despite my protests. "You're not facing this alone," he said, his voice firm, the kind of quiet strength that had drawn me to him in the first place. As the plane descended over the flat Midwestern landscape, memories flooded back. The awkward dinners where my parents avoided mentioning my lifestyle, the subtle digs from Emily about how I'd chosen to be different, making family gatherings feel like minefields. We arrived at the family home, a sprawling colonial in Oak Park, where the air smelled of fresh-cut grass and unspoken resentments. Mom enveloped me in a hug, her eyes red-rimmed. "Oh, Alex, it's so awful. Emily's been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. The doctors say she has months, maybe less." Dad stood behind her, his face stoic, but I caught the flicker of something. Relief, perhaps, at having both children under one roof again. Emily was in the living room, propped on the couch like a fragile doll, a blanket draped over her lap. She looked thinner, paler, but her eyes sparkled with that familiar cunning. "Hey, bro," she said weakly, extending a hand. I took it, feeling the warmth that contradicted her supposed frailty. Jordan hovered by the door, introducing himself politely, though the room tensed at the sight of us together. My parents had met him once, briefly, and never asked about him since. Over dinner, the conversation revolved around Emily's treatment. She needed experimental drugs not covered by insurance. She explained, her voice trembling. "It's $50,000 up front and then ongoing costs. I hate asking, but..." Mom nodded vigorously. "We'll sell the cabin if we have to. Family comes first." Dad agreed, his gaze avoiding mine. I felt a knot in my stomach. I'd heard rumors from cousins about Emily's lavish spending. Trips to Vegas, a new car, while claiming financial hardship. That night, as Jordan and I unpacked in my old room, he squeezed my shoulder. "Something feels off. She's not acting like someone who's dying." I shrugged it off at first, but doubt gnawed at me. The next day, while everyone was out for chemo consultation, I snooped. In Emily's room, amid piles of designer clothes, I found medical papers. Fakes, clearly photoshopped, with inconsistencies in dates and doctor names. My blood ran cold. She wasn't sick. She was scamming us. Confronting her alone in the kitchen that evening, I held up the papers. "This is bullshit, Em. You're lying for money." Her face twisted from feigned innocence to fury. "You have no proof. And even if I was, what? You'd rat me out? Mr. Perfect gay son who abandoned us." The words stung, echoing the old accusations that my coming out had torn the family apart. Jordan walked in just then, sensing the tension. "Alex, let's go," he urged, but Emily smirked. "Yeah, take your boyfriend and leave. Mom and Dad will believe me over you anyway." The blow-up happened at breakfast the next morning. I laid out the evidence, my voice steady despite the shaking hands. Mom gasped, but Dad's face hardened. "Alex, how dare you accuse your sister? She's fighting for her life." Emily sobbed dramatically, clutching her side. "He's jealous because he's always been the outcast. Remember how he chose to be gay and left us?" The room fell silent. Jordan stepped forward. "This isn't about Alex's sexuality. It's about fraud." But Mom turned to me, tears streaming. "You've always been selfish, Alex. If you can't support your family, maybe you shouldn't be part of it." The argument escalated, voices rising like a storm. Dad slammed his fist on the table. Enough! Emily needs us united. If you insist on this nonsense, Alex, you're out. We won't have division here. Jordan pulled me back as I stood, stunned. They're choosing her lie over the truth, I whispered. We left that day, the door closing behind us with finality. Back in New York, the pain hit like waves. Betrayal from blood, the sting of rejection tied to who I was. But the story didn't end there. Calls came, not apologies, but demands for silence. Emily's fundraiser went online, raking in donations from unsuspecting friends. I wrestled with exposing her, knowing it would shatter the family illusion. Jordan held me through nights of doubt. You deserve better, he said, his love an anchor in the chaos. Yet, the social rifts deepened. Relatives sided with Emily, whispering about my agenda as a gay man stirring trouble. It highlighted the fractures, homophobia masked as family loyalty, greed excused by blood ties. As weeks turned to months, Emily's web unraveled slightly. A cousin messaged me privately, confirming suspicions. But my parents doubled down, cutting off contact. You're dead to us if you pursue this, Dad texted. The isolation burned, forcing me to question everything. Was blood thicker than truth? Jordan's support became my lifeline. Our relationship tested and strengthened amid the fallout. Returning to our routine in Brooklyn felt like stepping into a different world, one where the skyscrapers blocked out the suburban shadows. But the wound festered. I'd wake up sweating from dreams where Emily laughed as my parents turned away, their faces contorted with disappointment not just in the lie, but in me, the son who didn't fit their mold. Jordan would pull me close, his breath steady against my neck. We're building our own family here, he'd murmur, reminding me of the friends who'd become chosen kin, the ones who celebrated us without reservation. Yet the pull of blood is insidious. I couldn't shake the guilt, wondering if I'd pushed too hard. Maybe Emily was desperate. Our parents weren't wealthy, but they'd always favored her. The golden child who married young, divorced quickly, and spun tales of woe. As kids, she'd tease me about my crushes on boys, planting seeds of doubt that bloomed into my parents' discomfort when I came out at 18. It's a phase, Dad had said. Mom cried, asking where she'd gone wrong. Emily? She smirked, later using it as leverage in sibling rivalries. Now, with her cancer, she played the victim masterfully. Social media posts flooded in. Emily in a headscarf, captioning pleas for help. Donations poured from church groups, old neighbors, people who saw the all-American girl in distress. I anonymous tipped a few, but nothing stuck. Jordan suggested therapy. This is eating you alive. I went, reluctantly, spilling the story to a counselor who nodded empathetically. Family dynamics intertwined with identity rejection. It's common in LGBTQ communities. The lie amplifies the existing fractures. One evening, as we walked through Central Park, hand in hand, a call from an unknown number interrupted. It was Aunt Clara, Mom's sister, whispering urgently. Alex, I believe you. I saw Emily at a casino last week, healthy as ever, blowing cash. But your parents, they're in denial. They think supporting her proves their love, especially after losing you. Her words hit hard. Losing me, as if my sexuality was a defection. I thanked her, hanging up with a mix of vindication and sorrow. Jordan and I debated next steps over dinner at our favorite Italian spot. Expose her publicly? He asked, twirling pasta. I hesitated. It could destroy them all. But the controversy brewed. If I stayed silent, was I complicit in fraud? Social issues loomed, how families prioritize heteronormative children, how lies exploit empathy. Emily's scam touched on broader debates about crowdfunding ethics, mental health fakers, and the queer experience of conditional love. The turning point came at a family wedding, Cousin Lisa's, in Chicago. We weren't invited, but Aunt Clara smuggled us details. Come anyway, she urged. Confront in person. Jordan was wary. It could backfire, but I needed closure. We flew in, crashing the reception like uninvited ghosts. Whispers rippled as we entered the ballroom. my arm linked with Jordan's. A deliberate statement. Emily spotted us first, her face paling beneath makeup. "What are you doing here?" she hissed, pulling me aside. "Ruining everything?" I held firm. "End the lie or I will." She laughed bitterly. "You think they'll believe the gay black sheep? Mom and Dad already told everyone you're jealous because we don't accept your choice." The word choice ignited fury. Jordan intervened, calm but steely. "This isn't about acceptance. It's about honesty." Parents approached, faces thunderous. "Dad, leave now, Alex. You're not welcome." "Mom, how could you?" "Emily's suffering." I pulled out printed evidence, bank statements showing her splurges, forged docs. "Look at this." Chaos erupted. Guests murmured, some defending Emily out of pity, others questioning. Uncle shouted, "If he's right, it's despicable." But my parents rallied. "Family secrets stay in the family," Dad declared. "Alex, you're causing pain because you feel excluded. But we can't condone your lifestyle and this attack." The word lifestyle echoed, revealing the core. My gayness made me the outsider, easier to dismiss. Jordan and I left amid glares, the drive back silent. That night, in a hotel, he held me as I broke. "They chose her because she's normal," I sobbed. He kissed my forehead. "Their loss. You're worth more." Back home, the fallout intensified. Emily's GoFundMe was flagged, investigated quietly. But parents disowned me formally via letter. "Until you apologize and support your sister, consider yourself cut off." No inheritance mentions, but the emotional severance cut deep. Friends rallied. Our queer circle organized a truth fund for legal advice. Social media buzzed with anonymous posts hinting at the scam, sparking debates on family bias against LGBTQ members. I grappled with anger, channeling it into writing a blog post anonymized about faked illnesses and homophobic enabling. It went viral in niche communities, drawing stories from others disowned for similar reasons. Jordan beamed. "You're turning pain into purpose." Yet, doubt lingered. Had I escalated too far? The drama built, with Emily countering online, painting me as the villainous brother attacking a sick woman. Months blurred into a haze of routine and reflection. Work at the ad agency kept me busy, crafting campaigns that sold illusions, ironic, given my family's mastery of deception. Jordan's graphic design job complemented mine. We'd collaborate on side projects, our synergy a balm against the ache. But nights brought whispers of what-ifs. What if I'd stayed silent? What if my coming out hadn't widened the rift? A breakthrough came via email from a journalist friend. "Mia, heard about your sister's cancer. Wanna go public? Could expose broader issues." I pondered, discussing with Jordan over coffee. "It might help others, but it'll burn bridges forever." He nodded. "Your call, but remember, truth sets free." The decision weighed heavy, laced with social controversies, fake illness syndromes, family favoritism towards straight siblings, the mental toll on queer individuals facing rejection. I agreed, providing evidence anonymously at first. Mia's article dropped in a major online mag, The Cancer Con, When Family Lies Divide. It detailed similar cases but hinted at mine, sparking outrage. Comments flooded. "Disgusting greed," mixed with, "but family first. Maybe the brother is bitter?" Emily responded via video, tearful, claiming misdiagnosis and accusing jealous relatives of sabotage. Subtle jabs at my alternative life fueled homophobic trolls. Parents called furious. "You've humiliated us," Mom wailed. "Dad, this is revenge for not embracing your homosexuality." The admission slipped, finally the truth beneath. "It's not revenge," I replied calmly. "It's accountability." They hung up, but the crack showed doubt seeped in. Jordan and I attended a pride event that weekend, surrounded by allies. A stranger approached. "Your story inspired me to confront my own family's lies." It validated the pain, turning personal drama into communal resonance. Yet Emily escalated. She sued for defamation, dragging our parents in. Court dates loomed, forcing reunions in sterile rooms where lawyers mediated. In one session, Emily glared across the table. "You always hated me because I was normal." I met her eyes. "No, Em. I hated the favoritism, the way my being gay made me lesser." Parents shifted uncomfortably. Mom whispered, "We love you, Alex, but it's hard." Jordan, beside me, squeezed my hand. "Love shouldn't be conditional." The case dragged, revealing more. Emily's debts from gambling, her manipulation of sympathy. Witnesses, doctors confirming no records, testified. Social debates ignited. Is faking illness a mental disorder or crime? How does homophobia exacerbate family conflicts? Media pundits weighed in, some defending family unity at all costs, others championing queer voices. Amidst it, our relationship deepened. Jordan proposed one evening in our apartment, simple and sincere. A ring, a promise. "Through all this, you're my constant." Tears came, joy piercing the drama. We planned a small ceremony, inviting chosen family, Aunt Clara, friends, but not bloodkin. The exclusion stung, but it was liberation. As trial neared, Emily cracked. In a private meeting, she admitted the lie. "I needed money. Thought it'd be easy." Tears genuine now. "But why drag sexuality into it?" I asked. She shrugged. "Leverage. Parents always pitted me more." The confession brought no triumph, only sadness. For her desperation, their blindness. Parents faced me post-admission. "Dad, we were wrong about the cancer, but your lifestyle." Mom interrupted. "No, Harold, we were wrong about Alex." A tentative hug followed, but trust was shattered. "We defended her because she needed us," Dad admitted. "You seemed fine without us." The excuse rang hollow, exposing deep-seated bias. Settlement came. Emily repaid donations, entered therapy. But disownment lingered emotionally. I walked away with Jordan, our bond unbreakable. The experience highlighted societal clashes. Greed versus empathy, acceptance versus prejudice. Friends celebrated our engagement, toasts to resilience. Yet, questions haunted. Could reconciliation happen? Emily reached out sporadically, apologetic texts ignored at first. One day, I replied, "Let's talk." Coffee in neutral Chicago, awkward but honest. "I envied your freedom," she confessed. "Being gay let you escape expectations." I laughed ruefully. Freedom? It cost me family. Dialogue opened wounds, but hinted at healing. Jordan encouraged. Forgiveness isn't forgetting. As we built our life, the drama evolved from destruction to growth. Social media shifted. Supporters praised exposing lies, critiquing familial homophobia. It sparked panels on queer family dynamics, my voice amplified. The wedding was intimate, under Brooklyn's autumn leaves in a park gazebo. Aunt Clara flew in, beaming as Jordan and I exchanged vows. In sickness and in truth, we added Riley, nodding to the past. No parents, no Emily, their absence a ghost, but the joy of our circle filled the void. Toasts echoed with laughter, stories of our meet-cute at a gallery opening. How Jordan's patience weathered my storms. Post-honeymoon in Maine, reality resumed. Emily's therapy progressed. She messaged updates, seeking amends. "I was wrong to use your identity against you." Skeptical, I met her in New York during a visit. Over lunch, vulnerability surfaced. Parents pushed the perfect daughter role. When my marriage failed, I panicked. Her motives clarified. Not malice toward me, but self-preservation in a family valuing appearances. We discussed the social undercurrents, how conservative upbringings stifle authenticity, how queer siblings often bear the brunt. "They accepted you superficially," she said, "but deep down feared judgment from church friends. Humanized them, though didn't excuse." Jordan joined, offering perspective. Healing takes time, but boundaries are key. Parents reached out via Clara. "They want to talk." A video call ensued. Tense. "Mom, we see now the lie, our bias." Dad grumbled apologies. "Didn't realize how we hurt you." Tears flowed. I shared pain of rejection. Being gay isn't a choice, but disowning me was. They nodded, promising change, attending PFLAG meetings, reading books. Skepticism lingered, but seeds planted. The controversy lingered online, my blog evolving into a podcast. Episodes dissected family scams, LGBTQ disownments, guest experts debating ethics. Listeners shared tales. A trans woman cut off after exposing a sibling's fraud. A gay man forgiven only after proving loyalty. It underscored systemic issues, how society enables lies through pity, how prejudice amplifies divisions. Emily volunteered at a cancer charity, Atonement Genuine, to make up for the harm. We bonded tentatively, sibling ties reforming without illusions. Parents visited New York, awkward dinner with Jordan. Dad complimented his art. Mom asked about our life. No full embrace of our marriage, but progress, no slurs, genuine curiosity. Yet, high drama resurfaced. A tabloid twisted the story. Gay brother exposes sister's cancer lie. Family torn by lifestyle clash. Misquotes fueled backlash. Homophobic comments surged. Emily defended publicly. My brother's sexuality had nothing to do with my mistakes. Parents issued a statement. We support Alex fully. The shift surprised, but validated years of struggle. Jordan and I navigated the noise, our love a shield. We've come far, he said during a quiet evening. Indeed, from disownment to tentative reconciliation, the path twisted with choices. Expose or enable, forgive or forget. Social debates raged. Does family owe unconditional support, even to liars? Is homophobia ever justifiable in protecting kin? As bonds mended slowly, I reflected on growth. Therapy helped unpack resentments. Jordan's unwavering support modeled healthy love. We adopted a dog, symbolizing new beginnings. Emily visited, laughing over old photos. Moments of joy amid past pain. But fractures remained. At a family holiday, tensions simmered. Dad slipped, calling our marriage a union. I corrected gently, he apologized. Emily mediated, her redemption arc compelling. The gathering ended positively, but exhaustion followed. Is full acceptance possible? I asked Jordan later. Maybe not, but we've redefined family. The story's ripple extended. Advocacy groups invited me to speak on queer resilience amid family betrayals. Panels dissected controversial elements. Faking illness for gain, parental enabling rooted in bias. Audiences debated fiercely. Lies deserve exposure versus family privacy trumps all. Through it, my choices crystallized. Truth over silence. Love over blood if toxic. Jordan and I planned for kids, surrogacy discussions underway. Our family will be different, he vowed. Open, honest. Emily's full confession came in a letter. I targeted you because you were strong enough to leave. I envied that. It closed a chapter, opening dialogue on sibling dynamics skewed by parental favoritism. Parents evolved further, attending our anniversary party. Toasts included apologies, embraces. Yet, the disownment scar lingered, a reminder of conditional love's cost. Years passed, the drama settling into a tapestry of lessons learned. Our Brooklyn home expanded with a child, little Mia, via surrogate, her laughter erasing echoes of past silences. Jordan and I parented with fierce inclusivity, teaching her about truth and acceptance from the start. Family visits became routine. Parents doting on their granddaughter, Emily, an involved aunt. Her life stabilized with a steady job and therapy. But scars don't vanish. They inform. At Mia's 5th birthday, a casual remark from Dad. She's lucky to have 2 dads like you. Felt monumental, a quiet victory over old prejudices. Mom confided later. We regret defending Emily's lie. Cost us time with you. The admission healed, though forgiveness was ongoing. Emily and I forged a deeper bond, co-authoring an article on sibling reconciliation post-betrayal. It delved into psychological depths. Her motivations rooted in insecurity, mine in seeking validation. Published widely, it sparked discussions on mental health, fraud's impact, and queer family roles. Controversies arose. Critics accused us of exploiting pain for gain, echoing the original scam. Defenders praised vulnerability. Socially, the tale resonated amid rising awareness of LGBTQ rights. Documentaries featured similar stories, highlighting how deception exacerbates marginalization. Debates flourished. Should laws penalize fake illnesses harsher? Does parental bias constitute emotional abuse? Jordan remained my rock, our marriage a testament to enduring love amid turmoil. We chose each other, he'd say, eyes warm. Mia's questions about grandma's mistake prompted honest talks, modeling accountability. Yet, full closure eluded. Emily relapsed briefly into old habits, a minor lie about work, but confessed quickly. Habits die hard, she admitted. We supported her, boundaries firm. Parents, now in retirement, volunteered at LGBTQ centers, atonement in action. Reflecting, the journey underscored human complexity. Motives tangled, choices fraught. From hook of that midnight call to this mended mosaic, drama shaped us. Conflicts, social, familial, revealed truths. Greed's allure, prejudice's poison, resilience's power. In quiet moments, I pondered the what-ifs. Had I not confronted, would the lie persist? Would acceptance come? Jordan's hand in mine grounded me. We won, he whispered. The story ends not in perfection, but progress. A family rebuilt on honesty, love transcending blood. Yet, one question lingers, provoking thought. Is it true that parents should always defend their children, no matter the lie, or does truth demand breaking those bonds?